Welcome everybody to my channel. Today's reading, we have 4 groups for you to choose from. The theme of the reading today is going to be, what is it that you need to know about yourself? So the cards that we have, group 1, we have my vibes speak louder than my words. Group 2, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Group 3, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Group 4, when I lean toward love, I am led. So you can take a moment to choose whichever pile you feel the most drawn to. Pause the video if that's what you need to do. And then use the timestamps in the description box to jump ahead when you're ready. And we will get started with group 1. Okay, welcome group 1 to today's reading, which is meant to be, what do you need to know about yourself? Now, I've already got some distinct messages that have come through whilst pulling the cards. So these should hopefully help you determine whether this group is indeed for you or not. I do feel like there could be people that have potentially wound up in group 1 that maybe are for one of the other groups. So if there was another group you're having a hard time deciding between after we look at some qualifying factors, then that may be your group or better suited. You may get more messages that resonate more closely for you. It doesn't mean that you don't have to watch this reading. If you still want, like, if you're still curious, even after the qualifying factors come through, or you're just like learning your own intuition and kind of testing it, like, you're more than welcome to stay. I do also get the energy here that there will be some people that are cross-watching. So if you are group 1 and you also share friends that also watch, I'm quite a small channel, so at this point it might not be so obvious, but maybe in time. Anyway, so to get started, I was getting messages about a union, like, obviously, okay, so starting off with, there was 2 people to do with a union, and I was getting strong twin flame messages. And again, if you haven't heard me talk about this in previous readings, the twin flame stuff is not something that I have experience with. So it's not something that I look into. I hear a lot of things about it. It's not something that I've ever really been curious about, but it comes through in my readings a lot. So I guess maybe there is something for me to learn here too. But where do we want to start? My vibes speak louder than my words. And the flame. So we have conjunction with a union merging and coming together. The 5th house with passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. And sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential and a rewarding situation. But when I look at the two of the only tarot cards that I've chosen today, we have Page of Swords and the Five of Cups. And it looks like two people that are not seeing eye to eye, not talking, feeling hurt, feeling defensive. I want to put it to you this way, for those of you that are watching. On one hand, I have a person who's been left in the dust. Let's go back this way. This is the way it came through, okay? So it was like a person who's like potentially been left behind or lost something, or they're grieving, disappointed in how things panned out, something like that, right? Obviously very sad. This person is like kind of away, but they look like they're mentally in a different place. They look defensive. They look potentially quick to anger. If it's not quick to anger, just like irritable, potentially snappy. They're not seeing clearly. They don't have stable ground underneath them. And even if it is stable, they don't feel like it's stable. There's something about their foundation that is, even if it appears solid, is not solid at this time. I think they are potentially beginning to experience the first comings of a storm, or the first part of a storm. Like, it's not the calm before the storm. It's already started, but I feel like it's about to get a lot worse for them. Because it's kind of like, you know, the wind picks up, so the trees start blowing in the background, and there are a few clouds around, and I don't know, it does make me think of like very strong winds, but there's still birds flying, so it's kind of like the birds are on their way home, or, you know, to seek out like some sort of shelter from like the storm that's about to come up. So it's like this person is very much could be like boiling or brewing under the surface or something like that. I'm getting the word capsize, so I don't know, to me I was going to say it would be like an explosion, but capsize, so it's like something is about to just like, I don't even know how to explain it. We'll come back to it anyway. But when I look at this the other way, it looks like they're angry about this sad person that they potentially left behind or have been defensive to, or something like that. So it's really hard to say what's going on here between the two people, who's on what side, what else could potentially be going on. One thing I do want to say is, for this Page of Swords person who's like potentially a bit defensive, or oh no, I almost get the vibe too that they could be a little bit protective as well, where it's kind of like coming up through like a root chakra issue, where they're particularly not feeling safe. And so I do kind of wonder if there is an essence here of someone taking someone for granted and not realizing what it was that they had until it was gone and it was too late, and now it's like, woe me. But we'll move on and we'll see what else that we get, what else it is that we get here. I really want to read from the book on this archetype card, but I'm just going to take it and see if I do get anything come through first. I just got the words that the flame is the thing that lights your soul. So take from that what you will, because as much as I've very much been getting like couple energy here come through, while what I just said could be regarding the, you know, like another person, it makes me think of like something for you. So, yeah, something for you, depending what side of it you're on, flip the energy if you need to. But it's like, you still need to have things for you. You still need to have things in your life that light you up and inspire you, and, you know, help you be creative and everything. And something that kind of, it's almost like when everything is dark and everything goes to ish, how are you going to find your way through the darkness? Like, what's going to be the thing that gives you hope, the thing that makes you feel like you can breathe? What's going to be the thing that, you know, you might get enjoyment out of when everything else seems absolutely impossible? Because, you know, when you go through stages like that, you know, you can lose enjoyment in just about everything. So is there something here that still lights your soul on fire, that will help you keep going, or act as a guiding light or a goalpost for where it is that you want to get to when you get out the other side of this? For some of you, this very experience of what you've gone through may be the thing that sort of becomes the flame. So depending on what it is, you know, sometimes the things that we end up experiencing in our lives in terms of like hardship or, you know, difficult situations can often be the things that inspire us to pursue a passion in, you know, kind of helping those in need or subjected to whatever said experience is, so that they don't have to experience the same thing you did. And you've already navigated it, so you understand it with lived experience, right? There's like nothing better. Okay, so the book. Where is the book? The Flame. I feel called to read it, okay? So despite already getting messages, I feel called. And I often do with these cards. There are times where I read it because it's like, I don't think I could do it justice enough, or because like I have to tell you guys, I don't sit down and like study cards or learn them before I use them. I just kind of pull them out and let them rip, if you will. I already have, it's going to take me a while to find this. Is there something else I'm meant to say? I don't know. The river, the forest. Oh, I'm getting a song, Marvin Gaye, I think, was it, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough to stop to keep me from getting to you. Yeah. Yeah, no wind, no rain. I can't remember the woman's name, but I'll link the song. It's an old song, you should know it. Okay, so the flame. So for a lot of you, it could be this person, or it could be something about their experience that kind of inspires you. Ah, here we go. Right when we've said the bit we needed to. Okay, so we have the flame, the fire, the spark, the glimmer. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is, I'm hoping I pronounce it right, Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame as the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. Okay, that's all we need to know there for now. I did kind of flash on one of the words saying digestion could be a thing here as well, so just take what resonates for you, because it obviously won't be for everybody. All right, so next, what do we want? Okay. So this is like the second astrology deck I'm already using in group 1. So I don't know if you guys are into astrology or something. So some of you could have an air placement in your 5th house, but it doesn't have to be. Some of you, it could just be like a lot of like mental rumination around those kind of, you know, like creating, having children, or the way that you do live life, or like, I don't know, kind of, I want to say inner child, but I don't, because it's not like inner child as in early roots, like the 4th house is. It's inner child as in like that childlike play, that childlike sense of wonder in the world. So it's like, this group, I can't tell. Are you guys coming out of a dark period, or are you currently in one, or have you already kind of experienced that, or it's not about a dark period at all, it's actually quite light? Because the energy here doesn't feel bad. So I don't know if you've done like a lot of transmuting here or something like that. Because the theme around this 5th house is really positive, uplifting, light energy. It's like really beautiful. It's like everything good in life, like right now in this reading, is in the 5th house for you. So for those of you who don't know your natal charts, I would strongly recommend that you look up your birth natal chart, and see what's in your 5th house, and like just learn the different, if you've got different planets or aspects or something showing up there, or even if you just start small and you just look up, you know, whatever zodiac sign placement is in the 5th house, whatever it is that aligns. There's something really good here. Do you know, the thing is too, these like most beautiful things in life that, you know, you can fight for. So this, if you know, some of you may have children, right? And so what you're trying to protect is this like child, like way that they move through the world, because you don't want them to have to be exposed to some of the darker sides of life. But for others of you, it's that thing that lights your fire, lights your heart on fire, is because you like are just so in love with the process of like your family and everything like that. For others of you, there could be some type of like artistic creative approach or something that you do where you kind of channel that same energy, even if you don't have children, or even if you don't have nephews and nieces. Like it's, you know, some of you, I feel like in this group might even be younger, like where you might not even really be like interested in kids at that stage of your life. I obviously have readers that are older as well, but it's like, if you don't have children, there's something here about like taking joy or basking in the same energy of like all the good things about having like a family that you create. Okay, so I wonder if someone feels threatened that you have or may take this away from them, and that they're actually like grieving some part of this whole situation. But you know, everything here looks like working together except those Rider-Waite cards. I feel I'm going to take more so that we can kind of move on. So just someone here could be thinking a lot about things, or you could be existing in a way where maybe you're just not so emotional. Like it's not, you're just being logical about whatever's, you know, whatever's going on or happening. I'm not sure. More cards. Okay. I just heard there's something about your heart that's not quite right. So I'm going to just take a moment and see if I can get more on that before we go pulling the cards. Yeah, I just heard it's caged up. So that probably explains a lot of being in an air energy. It's like if your heart's shut off, then it's like maybe being more in the mental energy as opposed to the feelings. And we literally had the Queen of Swords. I picked up the deck, and it was like the only card that I couldn't quite grasp when I picked it up, and it was like that was meant for us, for group 1. So almost like being too much in this like air-like Queen of Swords, cut off, cold, detached, strong, sharp facing, very strong boundaried kind of energy. I'm hearing RBF. So some of you may be coming off a little bit unapproachable, even though I think people see you and they think that you're... So for those of... I don't understand what the deal is with this. Whether are you guys broken up? Are you together and had a tiff? Is there actually no one in the picture and someone... Maybe it's like representative of like an old energy. I don't know. But someone here sees you as like very attractive, very fertile, would be a good parent, or are a good parent, something like that. Very courageous in heart, probably very loyal, enjoys the simple things, but gets a lot out of them, like very wholesome, nurturing things in a way that's like very grounded, but like actually fun. I don't know. This seems, it feels like good energy, but I think you guys are very guarded. So for some of you, it could be coming out of this dark time, but you actually are, even though you probably are really confident and really courageous and beautiful and all these things, you could probably just know how to enjoy yourself and have a good time, but like you're not going to take ish either. But it's almost like you might be still just being a bit too overprotective or something here, or you're too guarded maybe. I don't know. We'll see what else we get. But then it's weird because I look at you and I feel like you're probably pretty open to conversate with people as long as they're going to match your energy. And if they don't, you're going to match theirs, right? And we got the Knight of Cups. I feel like you guys, you're not like totally shut off. I wonder if you just appear shut off. I wonder if you just come off as shut off. Like, I wonder if you have like an air placement as like a rising sign or something, some way in which people, or a Venus or something, you know, a way in which people would like perceive you. So I know, you know, when people talk about like sun, moon, rising, Venus, like, you know, there's a whole chart there, but they can be for different things. So the moon can be like the inner world, emotions and mind and stuff like that, I guess. And then, you know, your sun sign can kind of be like your personality or how you move through the world, but like your rising sign can quite often be how you like come off to other people, how you appear in the world, or what, you know, how you're represented kind of thing. So I actually wonder if there's something about you that like comes off with these air-like qualities, but you're actually a bit of a sweetie. Yeah, and I think something taboo. I don't know. I'm getting a saying that, like, I'm not getting all of it though, but I feel like you guys are like really, really attractive, really fiery, really passionate. We do have fire energy here as well. If I hadn't, no, I didn't think I had said it. So I feel like you might come off like a little bit like, nope, nope, nope. But then when people get to talk to you, they see that you are a bit of a sweetie and you really are kind of passionate and fun and confident or something like that. This could also be that maybe you don't come off as a sweetie, but maybe your person is trying to give you an offer that's actually really quite sweet, but you guys are actually still quite like strong and independent, but maybe they like see a side of you that is just very, very attractive. But I feel like you guys kind of, if you guys do something, like, I feel like you guys would be the type that would be like industry leaders, like you dominate whatever the field is that you do, or if you have a hobby, if you have a sport, if you have a job, a career or a skill that you're building or something, you guys are the ones that dominate the field that you're in. And this person sees that about you. And if you don't feel like you are, or I don't know, maybe it's just your personality, but I mean, I want to say I'm willing to take a chance on saying that you're very good at whatever you do. And if you're not very good at it, your like confidence speaks volumes. Yeah. And so you might not know what to do with this situation. You could be feeling quite shut off. There's something here like, does this person just irritate you, or do they hurt you in like the vulnerable bits, like the soft bits? Do they just like, I don't know. I just like, do they annoy the ish out of you? Like, are they like probably really good in a lot of ways, but there's just like these small certain things they do that's like a little bit cutting or sharp, and or this is how your person sees you, I don't know. I feel like you guys are tired of something, but you've got like a lot of longevity here. You've got a long way to go with it. I wonder if that's what it is. You're just like questioning, do I want to keep doing this? I mean, that would make sense for like a twin flame thing, wouldn't it? And we've got, yeah, because it's that whole thing of like, I don't know, twin flames go away and come back together and stuff. I feel it's like the driving force is the fire. Yeah. But there's something here about you need to transmute it and work on your own feelings and emotions and make some sort of like holistic judgment call. There's something, Pluto, something about your Pluto. Yeah. Is there something about yourself that you don't see? Is there like a pattern? Is there a subconscious, unconscious pattern here playing out? Is there a tone to the undercurrent? I don't know. It's kind of overlapping with moon energy, and I don't even have a single card for moon here. But are you guys getting caught up in things that... Are you mistaking each other? Are you not understanding each other? Are you arguing about things that, like, maybe if someone went and had 6 months on their own and worked through some things, maybe longer, maybe it's for some of you, it might take like a couple of years and they need to go work something out for themselves. And you probably need to work something out for yourself about how you feel about this situation and whether you want to do it or not. It's like, okay, I kind of get it now, right? Like you come to a reading, what is it that you need to know about yourself? I don't know, maybe you're wondering like, what is the best choice I can make, or what would be best for me? Or is, am I actually seeing clearly? And that's why, you're here for, like, what is it you need to know about yourself. But I don't even know if they're going to tell me something I can tell you, because it seems below the surface. It seems like something that you would not be aware or conscious of at this point in time, in which case I don't know how much I can help you in this reading, because I think that even if I did tell you, you'd be like, no, that doesn't seem like a problem I have, or that's not for me. And being genuinely introspective, you would not be able to put a finger on the pulse with it. I don't know, maybe some of you will, maybe some of you would. I don't want to doubt people's intuitions and like level of insight out there, right? Maybe some of you can, but there's something here where it's like the depth of it would not be taken seriously, or the depth of it would not maybe come off as like a qualifying factor to you or something like that. And so even if it's like more on the other person's side that they've got some serious work they need to go do, you could have a very hard time detaching, or you might not think it's like as bad as what it is, or maybe they look really good on the surface like they've got it all sorted out, but like really underneath they're playing out some BS patterns that like they don't even realize. So look, it's, I don't know, this, I don't know, I keep getting this energy of, I don't know, it feels like a waste of time, I don't know what to do. And often when I get energies come through a reading, sometimes it can be your person, but sometimes it can be mirroring your energy, like an empathing energy kind of thing. And so I feel like that this could be your energy where you're just like, do I, don't I, should I, shan't I, is it going to matter, make a difference? I don't know. Maybe you're just sick of the same old, what's that song like? I'm so sick of that same old love, that shit, it tears me up. Yeah, I'll find it after this and link it. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm going to pull more cards, okay? We're just going to see if we get something else here that's going to be worthwhile, like, you know, kind of continuing the reading on for everybody. So, I feel like you guys are done with this. It kind of makes me wonder if there's something here that you're having trouble with letting go of, because I don't see it in the cards. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like you guys 100% could be closing our cycle here and ready to focus on something else for yourselves. And it's going to be a very transformative experience. Yeah, I'm starting to get goosebumps and chills. Okay, cool. So that's what it is. I feel like you guys are done. And if maybe you're like, maybe you feel so done, and you still just have that like glimmer of hope, and you like really want to make it work or something like that. And it's like, I think, you know, if you look deep inside, that like whatever this stage is that you're at, something about it's not going to work, or it's just going to be really painful. And it might be just terribly painful to even put it to bed, to put it to rest. But it's like the difference of putting it to bed or putting it to rest one time versus like this ongoing, just whatever this is. Do you know, it feels like you guys just go round and round and round and round, and it just doesn't change. I don't know if this is helpful to you guys. I hope it is. But I feel like if you can do it, and if you want to do it, you know, you're your own guiding light here, right? I'm just telling you what I get in the cards. Just be committed. Do stuff for yourselves. Work on yourselves. Build your skills. Fine-tune them. You know, there's practical things you can do. There's skills you can lean into or like really develop. It might feel like shit, but it's going to be so deeply transformative for you guys. And there'll be stuff here that you can't see this side of it that you'll see on the other side. But not until you finish the transformative process, okay? So while you're going through it, you're just going to be like, why did I do this? Blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, maybe you won't. Maybe some of you will just grab it with both hands and, you know, kind of get on with it. But I get the energy here that some of you might not grab hold of it so willingly. And so it kind of makes me think of the tower, you know, sometimes where we kind of have that knowing. We have that moment where the universe says to us, maybe this, that it would be better to not do this, or we've kind of learned this lesson before, or something like that, or I don't know what it is. They sort of, you see, there's this one moment in time for a split second, and you decide to override it or overlook it, or maybe it's not the same or something like that. And then, the universe kind of sends in a tower moment to shake things up a bit, or to kind of have that crashing realization. They put the fire under your bum to make you move, because that little bit of insight in the earlier piece of the picture wasn't enough to help you, take that kind of proactive move, I guess. So I don't want to take too many more cards. Yeah, I feel like this could be really sad for you guys. Yeah, a very sad time for you guys. Oh, look, here's the tower, right? Exactly what I was just talking about. So maybe me even just talking about that it does bring about a lot of sadness, but I already am getting like these goosebumps, and the energy feels lighter. And I reckon you guys, I feel like feel called to say you've got it in the bag. Tower moment. Lean on your friends and your supports. Go out and make some if you feel like, you don't have them. Or maybe you need to just, maybe even if you actually feel kind of distant from your friends, I reckon this group, you probably got a couple good best friends around, so it's probably fine. But for those of you that maybe that's the one thing that you don't feel like you have, but you know people and you haven't caught up with them for a long time, put some effort in and just see what it's like hanging out with them again. You might be surprised, right? Anyway, so I think, tower moment, lean on your friends, kind of, it could be like family that feels like friends as well. Like whatever that looks like for you is good, as long as you got some sort of support. I think it's going to be one of the things that helps you, like, enjoy this period of your life. For some of you, this tower moment, whatever it is, might not be great. Most tower moments aren't. But sometimes when you've come out of like a suffocating relationship, and then all of a sudden you have this freedom to do things with your friends that you might not have had before, depending on the themes of your relationship, right? And it's like freedom, and it's fun, and you've got people there straight away, and it's just like a breath of fresh air, and you don't even know what to do with yourself, and you can just kind of jump head first into it. But lots of analogies with like, grabbing things by the hands and head first and stuff. So we could also have Aries energy here as well, potentially Capricorn, and getting like bullish energy maybe for some of you if you resonate with that, but just ignore it otherwise. Anyway, and so the thing is like when you I don't know, for some of you it could be leaning into a community or embracing some sort of like spiritual practice. So look, I'm willing to take a bet it's friends. Anyway, so yeah, you're gonna have to do work on yourself, and this, I kind of get for some of you, it might be nice to sit down and do like some little like woo-woo ritual or something, or even if you're not really into that stuff too full on. I know you're at a tarot reading, but I understand not everyone is like out there doing, some of the practices and stuff. So maybe you light a candle and you sit in front of the candle and you meditate, or maybe before you go to bed of a night time, you like sit there with your eyes closed and you ask yourself the hard questions in the middle of the night when no one's talking to you and there's like no noise in the background and you're at home and you're not in the middle of a job, and anyway. And I think that that in itself will kind of give you some sort of like restoring of the balance that you've actually been looking for. It will be very freeing, very freeing. I feel like it will allow you to get into the flow state, even though it may be hard for you to, if this is shadow work, and for some of you it definitely is, it's like whatever this kind of, shadow work is, or the hard questions that you ask yourself, it might feel almost a little bit violating, or it maybe not that. Maybe it makes you feel insecure, or you kind of realize something about yourself. You just didn't want to let go of this situation, or you didn't want to let go of some part of yourself. But like, I think when you get there, you won't look back. You won't question it. You'll know. you'll know that whatever this was that you did for yourself, that you needed to do, however it was, you were able to transmute this energy in like a very healthy way that's good for yourself and your soul. It's just, I don't think you'll ever look back. I don't think, yeah, that's it. Anything else, Spirit? No. Okay, group 1. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful to you guys. What it is you need to know about yourself. So whether it's yourself or your situation here, or maybe you learn something about yourself in this, the process of whatever this is, if something comes to a head and you get a tower moment come in, I think something about the way that you handle the situation is actually going to be very illuminating to you. And there's probably more to this situation. Like I said, you might not see it now, you might not see it during, but you will see it after. Okay, I feel like there's some type of like epiphany or knowing or a shift in perspective that will reach you on the other side of whatever this is. So wishing you guys luck, because I did see it could be something that could be like really painful and distressing, and probably a lot of grieving, a lot of crying. It would not surprise me if you guys spend a few months being upset at whatever this is, if you do decide to kind of part ways with it or something like that. And yeah, so I wish you guys the best of luck with it, and take care of yourselves. I'll see you all in another reading. Okay, welcome group 2. If you chose, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am, then this will be your reading today on what is it that you need to know about yourself. And so as soon as I started pulling these cards, I was getting the words, somebody is having a standoff with a Taurus. Only take what resonates. Could be on either side of this. You could be the Taurus, they could be the Taurus. It could just be a Taurus-like energy where someone's being very stubborn and digging their heels in, or they're very determined about a certain thing and they're not budging, okay? And we do have opposition and earth here. So we have imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. Persistence, patience, and practicality. And those two together perfectly describe the energy that I was kind of picking up on. Some of you, whatever this is, could have come out of fear. So for some of you, there could be like a being stubborn that is kind of, it's there because of some type of fear around something. So it's like, that's what's driving the stubborn quality to something, because there is fear. So it's like, why would I do that to myself? Or why would I let that happen? Or something like that. I wonder if for some of you, you're looking at a situation and maybe in your mind, you're idealizing something here that hasn't really come to fruition. So I wonder if it has potential here, but the more that you think about it and maybe fall in love with it and you think that would be a dream, that would be great, it begins to give you a headache as you kind of work through mentally all the ways in which it could kind of happen. It's like, I wonder if you guys are like, you think about it, you envision it, and you kind of like get wrapped up in this dream or fantasy quality of whatever it is that you're idealizing. And then when you think about the truth and reality of like, you know, how could we make this happen, or what really is what is, how, I don't know, is it strategy, is it truth, or is it like, how do we take action or something like that? And I think it gives you guys a headache, or it stresses you out, or it makes you feel bogged back down in kind of reality where it's like, it just doesn't seem realistic, it doesn't seem possible, it seems like, I don't know, maybe it just, you get caught up in your head where it's kind of, I don't know, do you kind of fight with yourself in your head about it or something? Or, oh no, do you even, you just, I don't know, do you know what it gives me? Like energy of neuroticism on trying to solve a problem that cannot be solved in this manner. That might not be the case. You might not necessarily be being neurotic about it, but it's like something in the way that you're seeing a situation or thinking about it or how you want to handle it might need to change. But this might be like, the only thing we've ever done, and it kind of makes sense to us because it's always worked or something like that. So they're asking us to take the rose-colored glasses off and kind of look at the situation. And the thing is here, I kind of get with this, I feel like you guys get this far, okay? So I feel like you go, yes, let's take the rose-colored glasses off. And then instead of being kind of like accepting of the reality and being like, okay, well, this is kind of what we can and kind of what we can't do, it's like negative rumination kicks in. And it's like, yeah, but this would be too hard, or this wouldn't work because of this. And it switches from a dreamlike energy where we look at the truth and then all of a sudden becomes like anxiety or fear or something like that, okay? And the thing is, if you are able to kind of get in between, like if you can kind of ground the dream, but like just take practical action without needing to think the ish out of it. So like not thinking too far into the future, maybe you just need to take one step at a time or something here. I feel like it would be really good for you. It would be like life-giving. It would be like having new blood. I don't know, it's such a weird analogy. It would be like life force vitality. It would be like nourishment for your soul. It would be like really good energy coming in where it just, I don't know, maybe it helps you like align your energy centers and clear them and activate them and all the cool things. For some of you, there definitely is an emphasis here around motherhood. So for some of you, it's just being in feminine energy. Some of you, I've got to say, and I'm guilty of it, if you ever seen me at the shops, 50-50, could I look like a homeless person or could I have put a little bit of effort in that day? Hard to say, right? Everyone's different, doesn't really matter. But for some of you, guilty as charged, maybe we need to take 5 minutes to like adorn ourselves. And it might not be for other people. Maybe it's for us. Maybe we're the ones that need that, right? Maybe, I don't know. I feel like there's like a very deep feminine Venusian quality to you guys. I feel like you guys are very beautiful. You have like a very strong earthly beauty. I feel like your skin glows, like you've got like really good blood flow. I don't know, it sounds so weird. I don't know, I keep getting these analogies of blood. But I feel like you've got really like youthful skin, or you don't look very old or something for how old you are, or maybe you've got like a bit of a glow. So even if you're not pregnant, I feel like you guys have really good skin. I almost feel a little bit like coy about it, or like a little bit like shy, or like if I was like a person that seen you and had a crush on you, I'd be like, oh, this is so weird. So what I want to say is that potentially some of you, I wonder if you begin to think about what it could be like to be free of whatever this fear is. And when you do start to, maybe you're feeling it out, maybe you're envisioning it, and then that the thoughts come in and shut it down, and the fear comes in and shuts it down. Or I don't know, maybe you've developed some type of like logical strategy in how you can like kind of, are you bypassing it? Are we pushing it to the side? Are we like, I don't want to do that because that will attract the wrong type of people? But maybe that's like a defense mechanism. And maybe it wouldn't hurt to like spend 5 minutes feeling like your beautiful feminine Venusian self. And guys, if we've got guys here in the group, I'm sorry, please flip it. Like, it doesn't, maybe this is like a woman, maybe it's, I understand we're not all hetero, it doesn't matter, it's not really the point, okay? Genders don't matter here. You could be a person that needs to adorn yourself just for you, literally just for you, and you just don't know how beautiful you are, okay? And it would be like a really nice touch. And it might make you appear more soft or approachable or something weird. I don't know. I don't understand it, okay? But for others of you, this could be a person that you're interested in, and it's like kind of explaining where they're coming from. And you might, for some of you, this isn't even about you or like a person that you have a crush on or in a relationship with or anything. For some of you, this could be a child. If it's not a child, it could be a family member or someone that you know, and you're just like, why do they not put more effort in? Or why, like, if I had that figure or if I had beautiful hair like that, I would do all these things to it. And it's just like, why, you know? Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so what else is there here? Some of you could feel quite vulnerable or intimate to kind of take that time to adorn yourselves, to put yourselves out to the world in a way that does feel really beautiful, okay? And that it doesn't matter what side of this you're on. And just if you are like a male that comes through here, because we, you know, we do get male watchers, maybe it's not like putting a hair clip in with a feminine quality. Maybe it's like, I don't know, what do you do? Do you like use cologne, or do you like just wear nice clothes or something? I'm not sure. Not sure. I get the vibe here though, if there are men here, you've got good haircuts. Like, anyway, like haircut on point. Okay. Guys, I feel like shy and blushing and coy, so some of you, this is definitely an interest. Someone's, if it's not someone you're interested in, they're interested in you. Big time. Oh, yeah. Like, I can't stop smiling. Oh, it's like awkwardly embarrassing. That's how much they're interested in you. Okay. Or you, them. I don't know. Maybe both of you. It's hard to say. You guys could be like opposites attract. Okay, I feel like we need to move on, but this energy, it's just like kind of keeping me stuck. So, what else can we do? All right, let's take more cards. Let's see what else we get. Yeah, some of you guys are just scared about like a new connection or drawing someone in. Some of you, yeah. Yep. Or scared about putting yourselves out there. That's kind of the same thing though. Okay, yep. Been heartbroken once or twice or 3 times. Maybe more. Hard to say. Maybe just one really bad one. Maybe not feeling worthy. Maybe not feeling loved. Maybe not having a great sense of self-love. Maybe not feeling like you have capacity or emotional availability to love another. But also being the person that has an endless flow of love to give. And that's a bit of a burden to bear when you've got all this love and nowhere to put it. What else do we want? Okay. Kind of keep getting this like, what else do we want? What else do we want? So you guys are being encouraged to like think about what it is that you want. I feel like you're being encouraged. I can't put that one on camera. Okay. Oh, man. Negative rumination, potentially depression, potentially having lived out previous toxic kind of relationship cycles. Potentially being very nostalgic about an old relationship that did not work out, okay? And I think maybe maybe whatever that was, it was a big tower moment for you in life. It could have like really rocked you. But you guys are really grounded, and you've kind of mastered you've mastered the way you move throughout the world, but it's very strong earth energy again, okay? I'm just going to call it out just in case, because we do have Taurus, we have Capricorn, we have Virgo. Jesus. We have Mars, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Okay. I feel like we're going to stop there. Oh, Taurus and Libra. Already said them. Okay, cool. All right. So I feel like you guys are very well practiced at building a very good life for yourselves. You could potentially be really well routined. You could be very strong. You might not realize it. You might not feel like it. You could feel older than you are, but you're actually quite healthy. Welcome to the club. I don't know. I feel like you guys are actually really pleasant people, and you're probably pretty funny as well. And I think there's a lot to be gained from having people like you around. And you might not see that about yourselves, because I kind of get the vibe that you're still a little bit consumed by living in the past here, okay? So it's kind of that thing where it's like, if we're looking to the past to kind of try to project future outcomes, it's not working for us. And so we're being called to be in the present moment. I feel like you guys are good at doing it, but you're being called to be in the present moment nonetheless. And so, yeah, you will be victorious. For some of you, you may be put in a position where you are kind of forced to start again in something, or to move away, to go somewhere different, or I don't know. But I think that you're very independent and you'll do very well. And I feel like you guys could be, I don't know, maybe this is like the backlog. Is this the backlog, or is this what's happened, or where you're at? I'm hearing it's where you're at. So I feel like this is just stuff that you have to like kind of move through. For some of you, this message could be the tower moment, and you just like want to bury your head in the practical things that you do in your day to move on. And it does kind of help get you over the hump, but then you realize at some stage that you do kind of need to move on from whatever this time is. And I think you'll feel really good about it when you do. I don't know, it's weird, because I feel like you guys, I don't know if you're used to having been in codependent relationships, or maybe the one bad one that you had was a bit codependent or something like that. Or even if it's not codependency, it could have just been like a little bit of unhealthy energy there. So I feel like you guys are quite independent. I don't think it would happen again. I feel like you guys, and you've got it sorted. I don't think you need anything. And I feel like that could be half of, the ways in which you've kind of built yourself up through whatever this experience was, so that you don't need it. But just because you don't need it doesn't mean you don't want it, or it wouldn't be good for you. I'm not saying go out and find the first person that you can. It's not. You're very grounded. And I feel like you would in this case, I feel like you have found ways to take care of yourself and do the things that you need to, and that's not going to change. And if someone tries to, then that's when you're like, sayonara. Yeah. Okay. That's everything that I have for you today, group 2. So hopefully this helps in some of the things that you may not see about yourself, or what you do need to kind of know about yourself, or something like that. And I'll see you all in another reading. Take care, guys. Okay, welcome group 3. If you chose, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. This will be your group reading today on what it is that you need to know about yourself. And when I put that first card out, I was getting the word agrabati. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. And I thought, where do I know that from? I think it's an incense brand. So some of you guys doing some sort of smoke clearing, cleansing or something like that, or burning an incense may just help ground you, bring you down a bit, or clear out some kind of funky energy. Anyway, it does look very hazy in that picture too. For some of you, just being around a campfire might do the trick too, if that's more your thing. And then when I pulled this Page of Swords card, I just thought, like, I had the words pop into my head, like, oh, here's like another cranky pants type of thing. Okay, so some of you could be feeling quite defensive. Some of you could be, I want to say quick to anger or a little bit tempered or something like that. You could just be like grouchy in general. Yeah, like a bit of a Grinch. Same. What is this? But I also feel like you know what you want, and you're probably pretty confident and pretty adept, and you know how to move through the world in a way in which serves you and is feel like it makes things achievable. You're pretty quick. I think you just know what you want, and what you want may be this sort of traditional union or something like that. If it's not a relationship, which I strongly feel it is, this would be like a coming into union with yourself. So take what resonates here. Some of you could just be in a stage of being, is it pragmatic or dogmatic? Dogmatic. And so there's this call to focus on your inner light. Yeah. You see the world through the lens of love. Some of you guys are not seeing the world through love. And so it's like something about your inner light will help you be a little bit happier or kinder or compassionate, or help you get through the day a bit easier or something like that. Might help get you out of your head and ego or defensiveness into your heart, or it might help ground you a bit. I'm not sure. If this doesn't resonate for you, this may not be your path. For some of you, this could be your person, but I feel like most of you, group 3, the viewers, this would be for you. And so I can understand why, well, it's not I can understand because it's not about me understanding, but for you, Spirit is acknowledging or validating that you have experienced some type of chronic betrayal. Could have been lots, could have been a really big bad one, could still be happening. But there's hopes and a chance here for a new beginning. And it may take a very long time. When I say a very long time, it could take years. I literally feel like it could take up to 7 years or something like that. Doesn't mean it will. Might not be half that long. Maybe it's only 7 months. It's hard to say, okay? 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years, something like that. I don't feel like it would be longer than 7 years. And I know that's not always very like helpful or hopeful, or, you know, it's not inspiring. It doesn't make us feel good when we get messages like that. So, I mean, take from it what you will. Don't let it kill life for you, like this message, if that's, I don't know, like the thing is here, I definitely feel like there's a couple people here that have come into this reading where this reading is not for them. If this resonates with you and it's not really butting up against your ego, like it's not really like a painful truth, because this is, I don't get the energy that this is a painful truth reading. I feel like you guys would be like, yes, yep, next, please, what else? How's that helpful? What else can I do about it, kind of thing? Or like, yep, that person did do that. Yep, it was pretty bad. Yep, they did it time after time. Yep, I've been burnt by multiple people. Yep. I feel like you're very adept. You're very good at building things. You're very grounded during this time, even if you are cranky. But you've got this new beginning, this new chance for a new beginning. And I think The thing is, some of you aren't going to realize, this is the thing, how I said, like, it might take a long time, right? What I'm seeing is like, what is it? Like preparation and opportunity equals luck. So what I feel like is it's not going to be as terrible as it has been or is right now for you for the next however long that takes until this new beginning kind of kicks off. What I see is you guys putting in the work so that when this opportunity arises, you guys grab it by the BALLS. I don't know. I don't know what I can and can't say on YouTube sometimes, and it's just like, do I just let it go and be totally uncensored, because that's not a bad word, but I know there's like, sometimes people get a bit sensitive about it, right? I'll work it out one day. Maybe I'll decide it's more high vibe to swear in every reading. We'll see. Some of you guys could feel like that. Some of you guys could feel like you're being reserved right now, or that even if people do say funny things, they're actually not funny because you're just not in the mood for it. I get it. Anyway, what could be the hard fact for some of you is that when, and this might, yeah, I can kind of see where this is going, right? And it wears thin and it gets old, and I get it. And it might not even be to do with relationships as in terms of like a romantic interest. For some of you, every time you get back up and rebuild, there is some DICK waiting there to tear you down because they can't help themselves. And I mean, solidarity, like, I don't know, is that a word? Is that the word I want? Like, sympathy to you guys, or like, I don't know, I get it. It pains me. It's painful. It's very painful. I understand. Again, it's not about me understanding, it's messages for you. So what here does group, what are we in, 3? I was going to say group 2, so just, I don't know, if group 2 resonates, maybe for some of you, you may want to go check that out. But what does group 3 need to know about themselves? That there is going to be new chances and new opportunities. I feel like you're being you already know what you want. You probably already know that you're in whatever stage you're in and that things have not been great for you. They've been ish. You're very good at building, and they're encouraging you to continue building, and that it is not necessarily about the end goal, but it is about the journey. And I do feel like this group actually gets joy out of the journey, whether you would like to admit it or not. There are always, I feel for this group, there are always going to be people that are ready. It's so disheartening, okay? I kind of feel like I don't want you guys to close off, but I know, I get it. You just do what you need to, okay? I do feel there's something particularly great about you, okay? It's not your fault. You can't help it. Other people want it. They want to take it for themselves. They want to shut you down or push you down. They want to be not nice to you. It's not your fault. You don't have to acknowledge it. You're welcome to enter into whatever this is with them, but I feel like that's exactly why they do it and what they want. They want you to stoop to their level. They want to pull you off your perceived high horse, right? Because that's what it is. They perceive you on a high horse. It's not, like I said, it's not your fault you're great, right? I don't know. I want to be more helpful too, but in some ways, this is what you need because it's kind of what's coming through, but I just feel like it's probably not enough, right? In terms of being pragmatic and dogmatic, I get it. I want more cards. Okay. All right, what have we got? Yeah, you guys could be very independent. I think you're very good at growing things. I think you're better at growing things than what you think you are. And actually, for some of you, this is a really good point for the message, right? So, I'm starting to get goosebumps. Okay, here we go. So, for some of you, the reason why things haven't come to fruition is because the people that were around you were literally going to take it from you, or like, you know, when it finally came time for the harvest to like reap the rewards and the benefits of whatever it was, it's like you could have had a bad apple or 2 or 6 right around you, and spirit was not going to let them collect on your good doings and karma. I don't know if that's correct necessarily, that it is karma or dharma, or if it's like, I don't know. I feel like this group has paid your dues, okay? I feel like you've been building, you've been doing the right thing. I feel like you're earnest people, you've got integrity. I understand why you're grumpy. It's taking you a lot of time and a lot of work, and it's disheartening, and it shits us to tears, and yeah. But I feel like you guys have kind of a little bit, you don't realize it, you've got the magic touch. And maybe for some of you, that's what's even more frustrating, because you know you're kind of good at it. Or you know that you've been putting the work in and you're not seeing it. Spirit has been, I feel, protecting your abundance. So even if it seems very unfair, or like it could have been so much more useful to, 5 years ago or 2 years ago or whenever, when things were really hard. Maybe they weren't hard. Maybe it was just like, why is what I'm doing not working? It is working. It always has been working. You do have the magic touch. You have the ability to grow a lot and be very prosperous, or prosper things around you, even if it's kind of modest in nature, okay? I feel like you have a lot to give, and I feel like you're actually really lovely people, and you're probably quite bubbly, and you could probably hold a really good conversation. You needed the right people around you before. But also, in saying that, some of you, it's through this like monotonous exercise that you've been doing that you've really built yourself up in ways that's kind of invaluable, okay? And so for some of you, if that first part doesn't really resonate, that's the part that's more for you, because it's like you're not seeing the value because you're kind of overlooking it while you're like waiting for this abundance. But what you don't see is like everything that you are and have turned yourself into kind of because of it. So it's like, yes, you may be a bit like impatient and grumpy and whatever because of the things that have happened, and disheartened and stuff. And maybe it's not really being impatient. It's just like feeling like you're putting all this work in and not getting anything out of it, right? That's, I don't know, maybe for some of you it feels a bit soul-sucking or something like that. I think there needed to be a time where not only are you good and right, but the right people are around you. Now, I don't really want to leave you guys just there. I feel like we need more. I just get like a very energy from you guys, or yeah, like I feel like, this may be like, of all the things that you thought could have come through in the reading today, this is like not the thing that you wanted to come through. I get it. Okay, so the healer, the castle, we have like an aeroplane flying overhead, so hopefully you guys can hear. The healer, the castle, the nectar, the desert, the sword. This is all really good, beautiful energy. I want you guys to know that. I want you guys to know that you guys are really beautiful people, and despite, we've got to recognize that's why people do what they do, okay? It's because it's a compliment. I know when I hear people say this, I don't know if I really totally want to believe it. B, even if it is true in the case, it just doesn't make sense to me. My brain doesn't work that way. Why? But you guys are really beautiful. I also feel like the reason why you're the person that this happens to is because of the way that you kind of move throughout the world and carry yourself, and the ways that you, I don't know, like, you're teaching these people inadvertently, whether you want to or know it or not, you are. And it may take a lot of time, maybe through the interactions that you have. You might not ever see it come to fruition, but you are teaching. You are, in a way, the universe is kind of helping these people move on in life a little bit. I feel like this is a very, what is it, like the opposite of a climax, like in a reading, like not, yeah, anyway. You guys have got the good stuff. I'm going to read from the book on this sword card. You guys have a very healing energy, very potent. I feel like you're very enjoyable to be around and people want to be around you. And I feel like you're very beautiful, even if you don't think you are. Or maybe it's like you've got beautiful things around you. Maybe you like good things. I do too. Maybe you guys kind of have a tendency to hang out by yourselves a little bit and kind of getting a reference for like popular loner, the term. But you're good. You're good in so many ways. People want you. They want what you have. Okay, the sword. Let's read the sword. I'm literally hearing, I don't know what else you could do. So if you guys have been beating yourself up about it, it's not necessarily the energy I'm getting, but I mean, I don't want to dismiss it because the message came through, okay? Please don't. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourselves. We must make these cuts again and again, and if we are to grow, decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. And I also feel like you guys represent the truth to people, and sometimes they take offense to it. So if it's not because they are trying to take something from you, they feel a little bit slighted by you, not through any fault of your own, but just because you are kind of calling a spade, and that kind of comes with that pragmatic, dogmatic energy. And I agree that speaking the truth does a world more of good than it does not. Again, not that it's about me agreeing, but I feel like it's kind of confirmation and kudos coming through to you from spirit, okay? Hopefully this is the deadpan reading you guys were all hoping for. Okay, so without being too sarcastic, where can we take this for group 3? What else would be good for group 3 in this moment? What does group 3 need to know, or what would be good for them? What does group 3 need to know? Okay. I'm getting a like, do I stay or do I go? Feeling trapped by the situation. But not just trapped by a situation. Whatever this is could cause you actually a lot of anxiety and depression and stress, and just like, some of you, this could give you sleepless nights because it's like you're just trying to move on with life. You're trying to do the honest thing, and you're trying to like, I don't know, work out how this cannot be like a problem for you in the future and stuff. And it's like, are you guys, I don't know, the other side of this is there something else here that you're like not happy with? And whatever it is that you're not happy about, you just like, you feel too trapped to make a move anyway because it feels so hard or painful. I'm not sure. This whole thing, I think it could be some of these people. I feel like when this stuff has happened to you in the past, I don't know if there's like a loyalty here in question where you're like, you know, yeah, do I stay or do I go? Or like, maybe it's not about loyalty. Maybe it's just like, is it going to be any different, you know, over there, out there in that place, or in a different group or something? And so you may get a bit like in your head about it. You may think things will never be any different or something. Or maybe you're just like, I don't know, maybe the things that these people say gets in your head and torments you a bit. I'm not sure. I feel like we've got to have more for group 3. This is not, I don't want to leave you guys like this. This is not, this could be like how you feel about this person. I don't know. The first time I said this person, because to me this seems like either a repeated cycle, multiple people or something. But maybe you guys are like scared to disconnect, or you think about the things that they would think about or something like that. And I don't know. I think if they've put you in this energy in the first place, it's probably not worthwhile worrying about. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to jump around a little bit here, so I want to try to be grounded in the rest of the messages that have come out for you. I do want to say, I do get something here about you guys. If you wanted to, you could really do damage, and I don't think everyone sees you like that. So I also feel like that's one of the things here where it's like, yeah, I'm getting goosebumps and like chills. It's one of the things in which I feel people do want to have a go at you, because I think they think you've got like a harmless bite. Like there's something here like you're too meek to bite them, or they see you as like non-threatening or non-violent or something. And it sucks because you're just being a good person and you're choosing to carry yourself in a good way. What is it, like healthy integrity? I don't know. Yeah, anyway. So, all right, and we've got Leo come out here as well. I don't know, I want to say for some of you it could be the opposite. Maybe for some of you they like see you and they get a bit scared or something like that. And again, that's when they want to strike. But I feel like you guys are like natural born leaders. You probably have like a quiet confidence about yourselves because you know that you can, you've got what it takes. You know you can do it. Yeah. I feel like you guys are also really beautiful. Some of you could have really nice hair. I always get that come through. It's so funny. Some of you guys are really good at taking the action that you need to. I mean, we did get the Queen of Wands here earlier. We have Leo, we have Gemini, we have Virgo. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. I feel like this just has to be a call inwards. There's like something, maybe it's a shadow worky thing. Like maybe it's a shift in perspective. Maybe if we can look at other people through the lens of, you know, maybe if we like start with ourselves and we think about ourselves when we were younger, or maybe we like cast a bit of a light on the moments that we've had where we're not so proud of ourselves, that kind of helped shaped us into be these really great people that we are. And in those moments where we can see that we've made mistakes, and maybe we've, I don't know, similarly been trapped into some sort of whatever that was, and it's going to look different for everyone, okay? For some people, it's just ego, okay? I feel like for most of them, it's a bit of that. Maybe when we were younger, we had a bit more ego that we were a bit too hasty with or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not about that. Maybe if we could see how great we were, we would see why other people, like maybe we can acknowledge that we're strong people. Maybe we can acknowledge that sometimes we come off a little bit like sharp calling a spade a spade. I don't know. Maybe you guys are like really beautiful and like it's not your fault. I don't think I can do this any more justice. Yeah, okay. Group 3, it's everything that I have for you guys. I feel like if I keep going, I'm just going to be repeating myself and we're not really getting anything new here. I feel like there is lots here in which you probably do need to know about yourself that, like, I don't know, maybe not everyone here is so aware of their own, like, good looks and charm, or, like, maybe you're not, I don't know. There's stuff here that I feel like you'd be more than too well aware of, like how we talked at the start about potentially being in that kind of dogmatic energy or something like that. But, and like knowing the things that you've been through, but maybe there's qualities about yourself that you just don't see. And that's some of the things that you need to know about yourself. So maybe me sitting here saying it's not your fault that you're as good as you are, mate. I know, maybe you do know. Maybe you don't. Maybe that's, yeah. Anyway. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Hopefully this is helpful to you all, and I'll see you all in another reading. Take care. Okay, welcome group 4. If you chose when I lean toward love, I am led, then this will be your group reading today on what it is that you need to know about yourself. So straight off the bat, we do have Cancer and Taurus energy here. And there feels like potentially a bit of a standoff or a little bit of a defensiveness between the two of you. So this seems to be about yourself and another person, a connection here that feels particularly close. And so while one person might be a little bit, I don't know, maybe the emotions are just a lot at this time, and it makes this person a little bit defensive, right? They're just trying to protect themselves and they don't mean anything by it. This other person here may not be willing to take anything on board, and that's okay too. And so the two energies together is not conducive to whatever this relationship is at this point in time. However, when I lean toward love, I am led. So some of you are being called to go inwards, and maybe you do need to lean into an energy of being loving to be able to kind of find a way forward out of this. Like, you could potentially be in a bit of a stalemate here. And so for some of you, this is just like a bit of a cycle. This is hard. This is hard. This is not nice. Okay. So some of you this could just be like, going through a cycle that you just inevitably going to go through once in a while with this person. And that's just kind of where it's at. It's part of like being in a relationship with people sometimes is like having these moments where we're two separate people that come together, and every now and then we have things that we have to kind of work out with each other, and then we kind of move on, and, maybe we do get a little bit sad at times or something. For some of you, this could kind of be the precursor to going your separate ways. And I do feel like particularly this could definitely be that. So, one person here could feel like the other person is being manipulative, and that's why they're not willing to take anything on board. This other person here may not be wanting to really sit in the emotions or really want to work out the butt of an issue, and they may just want to kind of positively move forward in such a way that it makes this other person feel overlooked. So they're like, well, you're not even wanting to know about it, so why would I let you sway me to kind of like just move on or get on with it or something. It's hard to say what this is. Someone feels, I want to say both parties here potentially feel unacknowledged or something. And it's a call for both people to go within, to kind of try to get a bit grounded in whatever the situation is. So if you need to just go take 5 so that you can like calm down or get out of your heart, or like maybe you need to go have a cry and in 2 days time come back to the reading or go back to your person and talk about it then. But if you're going to do something like that, let them know. Don't just leave it hanging in the air, because I feel like it could be very detrimental to just leave either, like, this very much feels like if this can't get sorted out, it's going to fall away. It's like going to be the end. It's going to be closing out. Yeah. I don't know. And this is not to like scare people, but sometimes messages like this they kind of come through so that we realize, like, you never want to potentially jeopardize a relationship. And it's hard because, on one hand, I feel like someone's being very stubborn and another person's maybe caught up in their emotions, and maybe when they get very emotional or a little bit defensive, they get a little bit manipulative, and that manipulative kind of display can just be like a red flag. So then, it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm not having any of that. If you're going to be manipulative, I'm out, kind of thing. And I get it, but I don't feel like this is necessarily, I don't want to say that, like, if your person's being manipulative from like a very, like, like they're calculated, like they're doing it on purpose, like they're very much hurting you. They have almost no consideration for your well-being and sense of safety and things, then just call it. That's fine, that's fair. Like, I don't want people to ever like feel like they have to stay in something that's not good for them. But if you can tell that your person is having a bit of a cry and they kind of need to get it out of the system, and maybe they were being a little bit childish, right, when they said something, I don't know. Maybe they weren't being childish. Maybe they just got so emotional that they couldn't see straight. It's hard to tell with this person. I don't know which side of this that you're on either. So, yeah, it's hard to tell. Both of you could be coming here, okay? So, I don't know. Let's see. What else do we get? When I lean toward love, I am led. I just want to keep saying this. Some of you may want to like write it down and use it as like a mantra or something. Some of you may want to do a guided meditation for like opening your heart or something. Or maybe this has to do with actually having empathy or sympathy for another person. It's like there's a lack of it right now, and it's a calling to potentially metaphorically step into another person's shoes. I do feel like while someone is emotional and being defensive, they could come off very crabby, quite literally. And another person is being absolutely immovable on whatever the topic is. All right, so you guys have to tell the truth. But not only do you have to tell the truth, you have to get to the heart of the truth, okay? So we already kind of looked at that. What is in your heart? What are you really feeling? What's the butt of this issue? If you like took away all the external stuff, all the things that have been said, all the he said, she said, you know, this person said this, so now I need to say this, or they're taking it off track and blah, blah, blah. It's like already gone too far. What's in your heart? Group 4, what is in your heart? What is it that you need to know about yourself? Something, what's in your heart? Like it's you need to tell the truth. You may not necessarily be hiding something on purpose. You might feel a little bit self-ashamed. Even if you're not self-ashamed and that part doesn't resonate for you, you may have trouble expressing yourself. You may have trouble saying things that are uncomfortable because we just want the people around us to feel loved, and, you know, we don't want to rock the boat. Like some of us could have grown up where we don't want to rock the boat. You have to tell your person the truth of how you're feeling. You have to, before you tell them, know it within yourself. If it's still too raw for you, please take the time to work it out. And when you work it out, tell this person you're taking time to work it out. Don't just leave them hanging. Take the time to work out how you feel. Let them know that you just need time to like mull over it or process it, even if it takes you bloody 2 weeks, whatever, so that you can get right within yourself. And then when you get right within yourself, you can come back to this person and you can have the conversation that you need to have. There is a conversation that needs to be had, and if it is not had, I don't think it will work out well. So we also have angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. I think if you guys do take the time to look within your heart and lean into love and empathy and sympathy, like empathy for the other person or whatever, like putting ourselves metaphorically in the other person's shoes, trying to see what's happened from their side of things as well, but still recognizing our own truths. They are valid. Just because we can see both truths, like just because we can see another person's truth doesn't mean ours isn't true as well at the same time. And be able to actually express it, emote it, communicate it to our person, and just be the truth. And sometimes the truth is like, it's a bit sad, or sometimes it's like unimpressive, sometimes it's disappointing, sometimes it's depressing. But we can't potentially salvage or save whatever this is if we can't express our truth. If we can't even look at the truth within ourselves, how are we supposed to look at the truth within another person's self? Like how I feel like this may have already gone on for a little bit too long, and that's okay. It's not totally done for. But I feel like it's just maybe gotten a little bit far past the point of whatever the initial problem was, right? So I just want to take one more card. I did have the Pisces card kind of pop out there on the bottom of the deck, and I don't feel called to take it, but after I kind of kept shuffling, I was feeling called to at least mention it, okay? So just take what resonates. So we also have the 8th house with transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies, the South Node, destined to release, and the 9th house with spiritual growth. Some of you guys could be like butting up against like your spirituality or some sort of strong belief that you have, versus could be that for some people. For others of you, this emotional expressing fears, relationship separating, that could be like a real fear for you. And it's like it is a transformative process. Like no matter what happens here, whatever happens is literally going to be like divine timing, divine planning. Everything will work out exactly the way that it is meant to. And sometimes that might be hard to hear, and sometimes that might not. Yeah, it might be hard to hear. But there's part of this. Some of you guys could be the South Node thing, destined to release. There's part of this that you guys are like overcoming. There's something here. I feel like you guys are probably coming to a head in this lifetime with something that you've been learning for a few lifetimes or more. Yeah, I'm starting to get the goosebumps and the chills. You guys, you've been doing a lot of work. You've done everything that you've needed to. You know, I don't doubt for a second that you don't love this person or you guys don't have a loving relationship here. I promise you that I will tell you the messages that I get through in the readings, and I feel like I want to cry, and I feel like it's, I don't know, it could be heartbreaking, right? It could be a little bit gut-wrenching. I feel like if you guys stay here, it's probably going to stay stagnant. You've got to be able to let go either whatever this problem is, or let go the inability to express yourself, or it could even potentially be whatever this relationship is. So I don't feel called to go too much deeper into that, although I feel lots of the energy at this moment. I feel like you guys could do with a big hug and maybe just go, I don't know if you've got yard near you, if you've got like, grass or something, you're not just in a unit. For those of you that don't have a yard, it could be a call for you to get outside if you can. But for those of you that do have a backyard, go like make yourselves a cup of tea and just go sit outside on the grass and drink your tea. And if you have to have a cry, or I don't know if you smoke, I feel like for some of you, you could smoke cigarettes. Go have a cigarette, go have a coffee and a ciggy if you need to. Sorry, it's just hearing myself say that with my Aussie accent. It's great. But I don't know, do what you need to, but take care of yourselves, and it might be time for leaning inwards a little bit. I want to take more cards, but we're not just leaving it here. I feel like even I'm struggling to let things go today. It's like, nope. Let's see this. Okay, so what are we hanging on to here? Like what's, yeah. For some of you, you may feel like if you choose to walk away, like you are betraying this person, but the truth is that you're learning. You're learning execution, you're learning taking action, you're learning moving forward. You learn, I don't know. And it is a new beginning. I can tell you, just because you don't choose to keep someone in your life does not mean that you've necessarily done anything wrong to them. And that might be hard if you are on the receiving end to be able to understand that, okay? I get it. We're not going to sit with it for too long because I feel like you guys have got lots of internal processing. You could feel like this person is your wish fulfillment. They could feel like you are their wish fulfillment. You guys could feel like together you are each other's wish fulfillment. For some of you, this new beginning would actually be a wish fulfillment. Yeah, we literally have like a forced start again, a forced like having to move on. this card usually comes out when it's not a good situation. So while I can tell whatever this is has probably been going on for a little while, it doesn't look particularly like, you know, violent or brutal or anything, but people's feelings have definitely been hurt here. Maybe it's not a forced move, but maybe it's just the reluctancy and like the not wanting to. Like, it could just be as heartbreaking for you to like want to actually take action on leaving this person as much as it would be for them, and that's really hard, and I'm sorry to hear that, guys. Yeah, but you know, there's usually calmer waters or some solid land on the other side of it. Okay. I don't know. I feel hesitant to even say that because I feel like it could be a little bit like rocky for a while. Maybe that's another thing that's kind of putting you guys off, because you know that it might actually turn to ish a little bit if you do it. But right now, it looks like you're keeping yourself trapped, and there's a new beginning here waiting for you. I'm just going to take more because that didn't really pop out properly. It didn't really come out the way that I don't feel called for it. It's like a actual accident. Yeah, I know. I feel like you guys are being called to like step up to the plate and realizing like your totality as a human. Like you're very well rounded. You are. Some of you may be kind of, I get potentially the energy of like gaslighting yourselves or being a little bit delusional about this because you're very strongly stuck in your feelings and how much you may love this person. But there is something here where you're not seeing the whole picture. You're not seeing how beautiful you are or how well-rounded you are. Like, you may feel like you're only feeling like this, like your only answer for feeling like this could be because you're also really unbalanced or something at this time. But like, I gotta tell you, I don't feel like that's it. What else? Feels like a hard choice, okay? For some of you, connecting to or clearing your third eye or your crown chakra could be very helpful in your decision making during this time, but also accessing your intuition, especially if you feel like you have been disconnected or offline from, like, you know, to it from, I'm just starting to not make sense anymore. If you have been feeling disconnected from your intuition, or if you've been feeling a little bit muddy or unclear in your decision making, it is a strong call for you to work with your third eye or your crown chakra. For some of you, I just heard the word depression. I also feel like the crystal lepidolite would be a good one for you to work with during this time if crystals are a thing for you. I'm going to take some more. Do you know what? I'm going to go get it now because I feel like every time I say, I'll go get it later, I forget. So this is lepidolite. It's like, you know, one of the crystals I probably like talk the most about. But hematite could also be a good one for this group, but particularly the lepidolite. If you like had a choice to do both, I'd say great, go do both. But if you could only do one and you had lepidolite already, I'd say do lepidolite, right? Okay, so yeah, I feel like you guys are just, why am I trying to shuffle that? You guys are really beautiful people. And I think something about your situation is going to change very quickly. And it could be information that you get come in, or it could be like a strong feeling. It could be your intuition. You could actually start getting, for some of you, I don't know, maybe it actually could be a letter. It's hard to say. Strong communication coming in very quick. And if it's not communication, it could be like a change in something sparks within you, and then you realize, and then you kind of like become, I don't know, it's almost as if it provokes an integration within yourself where you realize something, you become more balanced in whatever way. Maybe it's like the bringing two parts of yourself together. So maybe you haven't felt like you've been your whole self during this process. I'm not sure. Maybe you've been feeling like you've been negating part of yourself or something. For this other person, we did talk a little bit about potentially rocking the boat and stuff. So just take what resonates there. So we also have, we've got in front of us, so we've got Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, We did say Cancer, and we did say Pisces. Already said Taurus. We've got, yeah, okay. What else do we have? Double Cancer confirmation. I might lay the rest out. We'll just go from there. So it's starting to get a bit messy, but that's fine. We will live. Okay, so yeah, so it'll come in strong. It'll probably help you kind of integrate something into your reality or help you be a bit more balanced. And I think what it might do is help you, you know, kind of move through this in a way where you're at harmony more with your inner self and outer self or something like that. You're not going to shut yourself off anymore for whatever this is. And so just in that very moment, that's like the transmutation, or that's the magic of this whole experience of where you're at. So it's like actually really sad, but it's actually kind of beautiful watching you come into who you are. That's, I feel like, from the universe for you. So anyway, you may get help that you don't want. You may feel out of your depth for a little while, and it may make you feel very vulnerable. I just heard the word needy. I was actually going to just say like emotional or something, but I actually got the word needy come through. So you may feel very vulnerable and needy during that whole part of the process. And so maybe these are things that it's like, I don't know if this is to do with this communication. So if it's not you, it could be your person. I don't know. It feels external. It feels outside of yourselves. I mean, for all I know, it could be this reading. It's hard to say. If you know there's no problems in your relationship and you've just been kind of listening, trying to work out whether this reading is for you or not, but you know there's no problems, I wouldn't take it on. Don't let it like scare you into something that's not happening, because I've had a couple messages with some of the different groups today that people have been winding up in the different like groups that aren't for them. So I'm not sure what that's about, but it's been happening. I would say you would already know you guys are like not doing well, or you'd already know that things are a little bit off or something, right? Yeah. Okay, anyway, and so after all of that, it's whatever it is, it basically reveals the truth. This whole thing, it seems like it might be a roller coaster ride to get to the truth, but you will. So yeah. Okay. That's everything that I have for you guys today. Hopefully this is helpful for you. It does seem like you guys are about to move through a particularly, oh no, maybe you're not about to, maybe you're already in it. Just like a particularly very like tender time, a tender stage or something like that. And just take care of yourselves, make sure you're well supported, and do what you can to sort of, you know, have empathy, you know, yes, for yourself, but also for this other person. If we can kind of look at our situations through a lens of love, I feel would be one of the only ways that you could really help it. And even if that doesn't mean that you're in love with this person, it could just mean having love for people and, you know, different people's journeys and things. But I won't take up any more of your time. I feel like we've got to the heart of the message, and if I keep talking, it's probably going to dilute it. So I'll leave you with it. Yeah, take care of yourselves. I'll see you in another one. Thanks, Grateful.